Hello and welcome to this video in which you're going to learn how to use before in Dutch and voor. Before means voor, right? Yes, but there are some exceptions. Let's first see when before is voor, and that is in most cases. So for example, voor de pauze werk ik nog een beetje. Before the break, I'll work a little bit more. All right, so voor, before, all right. And then in a subclause, voor ik naar België kwam, woonde ik in Nederland. So, long sentence. Subclause starts with before I came to Belgium, I lived in the Netherlands. So you see there voor as well. And there you can replace voor by voordat. So if you see voordat, then you know, that means voor. However, in the following sentence, vroeger ging ik naar het restaurant. That means before I went to the restaurant. And in this case, you're going to use vroeger, as you can see on the board. And in that case, you're not going to use voor. So when do you use vroeger? Well, it's when you're saying in a sentence in earlier times. So a while ago, well, before I was working there, before I drank a lot of water, before. So that's in earlier times. And just like here, you're going to use vroeger. So that's the exception. Vroeger is in earlier times, but it also means the opposite of later. Vroeger en later. For example, ik kom vroeger. I come earlier, not later. You could also say here, ik kom later. I come later. But in this case, you can say, ik kom vroeger. I come earlier. And vroeger is not vroeg. Vroeg is early. Vroeger is earlier. All right? And the opposite of vroeg is laat. For example, ik kom te vroeg. I come too early. All right? You can also say, ik kom te laat. I will be too late. I will come too late. Ik kom te laat. So, let's add one other word here, which is a bit similar to voor, and that's vorig. And what is vorig? It means the previous. For example, vorige week was ik in Nederland. The previous week, I was in the Netherlands. You can also translate it as last week I was in the Netherlands. So vorig is not the same as vroeg or vroeger. And many students sometimes struggle with the pronunciation of all these words because they are rather similar and they have more or less a similar meaning. So let's put them on the board once more. That's voor, before, vroeger, in earlier times, earlier, vroeg, early, and vorig, previous. All right. And one last thing before we finish this video. Voor, as in before, also has some other meanings. For example, dat cadeau is voor hem. That present is for him. So you're going to use it as for. And also in front of. For example, ik zit voor het huis. I sit in front of the house. If you like this kind of things, there are hundreds more waiting for you. And just a sec. In my book, which I had to grab. So if you want to have more of these things like, oh, well, this looks similar, I've written down over hundreds of them, over 300 of them with exercises, so you can practice. And you will find the link to this book in the description below. All right, tot ziens.